Hey everyone, this is Mukesh Otwani once again from learn-automation.com. Today in this lecture, we will be talking about how we can integrate your Postman test with GitHub. Okay, so this is what we have done so far. This was our collection, and if you see right now we have 2 requests and this is our collection, right? So in the last lectures, we already exported this collection and this was our collection, and we were running this collection from our Jenkins job, right? So if you go back here and if you see my Jenkins, what I was doing, I was giving a hard-coded path that go to this directory and run this collection. Okay, that's obviously it's not a good approach, because what if somebody else wants to run this collection? They cannot run, because right now this collection resides on my system. So first of all, we need to make this collection shareable. It means now we need to upload, or you need to push this collection on a GitHub so that all the team members can start using it, and whenever they have to run it, they can just clone from GitHub and they can run. Or in our Jenkins job, we will configure in such a way that whenever somebody wants to run, they simply run the Jenkins job. Jenkins job will automatically get the collection from GitHub and it should run. Okay, so let's make the changes. So we will divide this video into 2 parts. First part, we will see how we can push our collection to the GitHub, and the second part we will integrate Jenkins with GitHub. Okay, it's going to be a very interesting video, plus it's going to be super easy, because in order to integrate with GitHub, you just need to run few commands and you can push on the GitHub, and in Jenkins job you just need to make few changes in the configuration and you can easily execute this. Okay, so step number 1, definitely you need a GitHub account. So in case you don't have GitHub account, you need to sign up for the GitHub and you will get your username password. So please log in with your username password and you will get your home page. Right now I'm on the trending page, but if you go to your home page, you will get your GitHub feed. Okay, so right now these are some repositories which are on trending. I was just looking for some trending GitHub repositories and find couple of very interesting repositories. In case if you are interested, please go ahead and watch the trending repositories right away. Now second thing, you need to create a repository, right? Then only you can push your collection into this repository. So right now I'm going to create under my name or my username, but in case if you have created some organization, within that organization also you can create a repository. For the time being, I'm just creating repository under my user, so I will say this is my Postman repository, or let me make it Postman test scenarios. Okay, I want to make it public. Okay, and let's click on create repository. The moment you click on create repository, it's completely blank now, and you can see now they have given 3 options. First, you can directly start from the command line using this, or you can push from existing repository using command line, or you can directly import the code from another repository. So we are going to follow this one. Clear? So this is our GitHub URL, or I will say repository URL. So I'm just going to clone this, or I will just copy this for the time being, and I will just store this somewhere here. Okay, now we can do the cloning with either HTTPS or using SSH. I would highly recommend, if you just want to give this as a public repository and you just want to give read access, you can go with HTTPS, but whenever you have to do some read write operation, I would highly recommend you to do with SSH options. Okay, I will show you both the ways, but yeah, recommended way is using SSH. So let's do that. This is our collection right away, and we need to push this collection onto this GitHub repository. So we need to follow these steps. Now before we execute this step, definitely you need Git, right? Then only you can run all the Git commands. So for that, let me just show you. In case if you don't have Git, you just need to download a Git SCM and you can start using this command. In case if you are completely new to Git, I already have few videos on Git which I will share in the description. Please go ahead and watch that videos that covers basics of Git that we are going to use now. Those who are completely new to Git, don't worry, I will show you how to download and how to install and how to use this command. So quickly go to Google and search for Git SCM. You will get their official homepage, git-scm.com. Yeah, So it will automatically detect your operating system. For me, it's showing Windows as of now. The moment you click on Windows, okay, it will start downloading. And this is just like a normal software. You need to double click and you need to click on next, next, next and install. You don't need to set any path. Automatically Git will take care of how to set the path, how to change the environment variable, everything it will take care, and within few seconds you can start working with Git. Okay, I already have this Git, so I will click on pause or maybe cancel. Yeah, so once Git is installed, you just need to search for Git and you will get these options. Okay, you will get Git bash, Git cmd and Git UI. So right now you can see Git cmd is deprecated, so they highly recommend to use Git bash. Okay, good part about Git is once you install Git, either you can continue with Git bash or you can continue with normal cmd as well. It's up to you. Okay, whether you use Git bash or our normal command prompt, it should work in both the ways. Now apart from this, if you're working on Mac, you can go with the terminal. It works exactly in the same way. Fine. So let's go ahead with any of the terminal. I will continue with this, which looks familiar to everyone. Now let me go back to, let me close this. And guys, those who have not gone through the previous videos, how to set up Jenkins and how we executed the test, this is the video that we discussed already. So in case if you're new to this channel or new to this video, I would highly recommend you to watch this series where we discussed everything about the collection, how to install Jenkins, how we can execute the Postman from Jenkins and everything. So this video is the continuous of this series. I will give this link in the description, so in case if you want to watch the previous videos, feel free to watch. Now let's get back to again Git. First thing that we need to initialize the Git repository. Okay, so I will simply say, okay, first of all we need to go to this particular directory where our collection is present. So I will say cd, and now we are at this particular directory. Now let me run a first command, which is git init. So I will say git init means initialize. The moment you say git init, it will create a empty Git repository into this directory. Okay, so if you go back to that directory, you will see this Git option. Okay, and if you open this, you will find all the Git information. Okay, so once you move forward and you read about the different kind of heads, branching, all things will be created here. Now just a small note here, it's a hidden file. Okay, so in case if you're not able to see this, you can go to view section and make sure you check this option. By default, sometime it is unchecked, so you will not see that Git config. Okay, but the moment you click on hidden item, you'll find .git and you will find all the configs. Okay, so I personally uncheck all this so that I can see what hidden files are coming, and so that we can explore more. Okay, make sure you check them. Even if you don't check, it's fine, your program or your Git will work. But yeah, here you can find some additional information. Our repository is initialized. Now they're asking us to add some readme file. We don't need, because we already have our collection, right? So what I will do, I will just type git status just to check that what is the status of untracked file as of now. So you can see right now we have untracked file, which is this one, COVID tracker, which is nothing but our collection. So in order to add, as you can say, they are mentioning that in order to track the changes, you can say git add to track. Let's go ahead and do git add and star. If you want to give a specific file name, okay, in our case this is COVID-19 tracker, but in case if you want to add multiple files, you can give star and hit enter. It will track all the files. Now if you want to cross check, just type again git status, and right now you can see this particular file has been tracked. Now what about next? Next is simply git and finally add the origin and finally push. Okay, so let's do the commit. So I will say git commit -m means message, and what should be a message? I will say this is my first collection. Hit enter and you can see the commit is done. Again put git status. Okay, since it's already committed, it says nothing to commit, working tree clean. Okay, now finally we need to add the origin, right? And this is what we need to add. So this is our GitHub repository, right? So we are simply saying add origin, this, hit enter, and in case if you want to see whether it's got added or not, just type get remote, and you can see this origin has been added. Now we're good to go. Finally we need to say git push -u origin master. And so by default, when we don't create any branch, so by default the branch name is master branch. In case if you have multiple branches, you can change the branch name. Right now it's a blank repository, so we have only one branch called master branch, so we are pushing this collection to the master branch. Okay, the moment you say hit enter, it will push this collection to the GitHub. And you can say when you're doing this first time, since we have cloned using HTTPS, okay, so if you just see here, this is HTTPS, so it is asking me username password. I will quickly enter my username, and click on login. Come back here and it should push my changes, and yes, you can see it says new branch master, and it has pushed all our collection. So if I go back to this, you can see our collection is ready here. That was super easy, just few commands, and definitely you will get these commands when you create a new repository. For the safer side, I will also give you these commands in the description of this video so that you can directly copy paste. Okay, now let's say you want to run this collection from Jenkins. Now how we can do, just click on code. Anyways, we have used this HTTPS, right? Click on this, go to your Jenkins. This was our job. So what I will do, I will create a copy, okay, so that at least we will have two jobs. I will say postman test, and I will say this is GitHub HTTP, because next we will do with SSH. Okay, so postman test GitHub HTTP, and I will copy this from this job. And if you don't want to copy, that's fine, you just click on OK. Okay, something is wrong. Let's create a new one. We'll say postman test GitHub HTTP. Click on freestyle, click on OK. Yep, yes. So come down here, select the Git, and here you can give the repository. So this is the repository URL. I just copy pasted here, and now you can see this is my credential. Okay, so let's use without credential, okay, because for cloning we don't need any credentials. Yeah, definitely when you push you need a credentials, so for cloning you don't need. So it is going to clone this particular repository, and the moment I come down here and if I say Windows batch command, I will say newman run, and by default we will get this collection into my current working directory, or where this particular repository will be cloned. So I just need to look for this particular collection, right? So I will only say newman run and this collection. Click on save and click on build now. Okay, so let's wait. So first it is cloning. Yeah, I guess cloning is almost done. So now it is running our collection, and here we go. Now this Jenkins job is not dependent on any particular location. It is directly fetching from GitHub and it is running our collection, right? Now if you, in case if you want to see where it is downloading, so you can see right now it is going actually to this particular folder. Okay, if you want to see, just go to this folder and you will see where Jenkins job is downloading my collection. So by default all the jobs that we have created, right, it goes to Jenkins workspace. So this is the job that we created now. So if you just open this, here we have the collection. So when I say that I am running newman run, So it runs into this particular directory, and in this directory we already have this collection, so it simply runs. Okay, that is the power of this Jenkins. It simply clones everything into the same directory. We are running this command and we are able to run it. Perfect. Now the next part is using SSH. Now I can do the same thing from SSH in the same repository, but yeah, on the safer side, let me do from the fresh repository, okay, so that you can understand the clear difference. So again, I will go back, I will create a new repository this time, and again I will say Postman APIs. Okay, click on new repository, and this time I will click on SSH. Okay, so let's clone this, copy this, and I will just store it here. And we already used this command prompt, right? Now let's use git bash, so that we'll cover both. Now guys, there's a small change that you need to do when you go with SSH. Okay, so first of all, you need to create a SSH key, and that SSH key you need to add into your GitHub account. Then only this connection will be established. So if you remember, just now we pushed using HTTPS, right? So it was asking username password. So every time I don't want to pass username password, so I just want to push my code directly from my system without entering my username password again. So you just need to set up a connection from your local system to the GitHub using SSH key. It's going to be very super easy. You just need to execute one command, public private key will be created. You need to just copy paste this public key from your local system to GitHub. Okay, so what is the command? In case if you're completely new to SSH key, if you don't have SSH key at all, this is going to be from the scratch, so don't worry. So how to create SSH key? Just type SSH -keygen. Okay, hit enter. So it is going to create a public and private key pair for you. So it is going to save in this particular file, okay, C drive users folder, again user.ssh file, which is mainly for SSH. All the public and private key will be stored into this directory. Okay, so hit enter. Now it is asking for the passphrase. Okay, don't give anything. If you want to have passphrase, you can give. I don't prefer. Hit enter. Again it is asking, hit enter, and you can see it created public key and private key for you in the same working repository. Okay, so you can find all the keys, that public and private key, into this folder. So let's go ahead and check. Yeah, this is our users folder, and if you see, just now this got created, and now we have public key and private key. So the moment you open public key, you will get something related SSH-RSA. Okay, and this is the complete public key. What you need to do, just copy this and switch back to GitHub, go to your profile, go to your setting, and here you will find one option called SSH and GPG key. So you can see I have multiple keys added, and it will also show you the one which you have used last time. So I am using this key currently. Now I have deleted that just to show you. So I have a fresh key now. Okay, so I will click on new SSH key, and you can see generally key begins with SSH RSA, SSH ED. The one which we have is SSH RSA. Just copy paste here. Title I can say Postman key. Click on add SSH key. Okay, it is asking for the password again. Just quickly enter the password, and yeah, this is it. Right now it says never used, because yeah, just now we created, we will be using it now. Then you will see it will change, and all these keys are inactive now. If I want, I can delete them. Only the one which is currently getting used was this, but now this will also get deactivated, and I will be using this SSH key. Okay, perfect. Let's come back here. As usual, I will be doing the same thing. I will go back to our repository, which is Postman API. Yeah. First of all, just to show you, just a second. Yes, this was our earlier repository, right? Now let me create a fresh folder so that I can show you again from the scratch. So I will copy this collection. I will create a new folder and I will say Postman Git repo. And I will paste it here. So the new settings that I am going to do, I will be doing into this repository, into this folder. So I will just copy this. I will go to git bash. And now first of all, we need to switch back to the directory, right? So I will say cd and I will just paste it. Now here, when you're working with git bash, make sure you give /. Okay, so let's give /. Okay, so now you can see right now we are in the same directory. Okay, so we are under desktop under this repository. Now first thing that you need to do again, as usual, first of all we need initialize the git repository. The moment you say git init, you will see that git init is done and we got .git files. Okay, so these are the files already available in our directory. Now the next thing that you need to do, you need to just add the file, commit the changes, add the remote, and finally push the changes. So same thing what we did just now. First of all, I will git add star. Right now we have only one file, so if you want to see, just say git status. This file is that we need to add. This is untracked file. So I will say git add, just type co and tab. It will show you all the files. Right now we have only one file. Hit enter. Again cross check using git status and you can see earlier it was in red color, it means it was untracked. Now this is tracked file and it got added to the index. Now we need to say commit. So I will say git commit -m and I will say changes via SSH double quotes, hit enter, and finally you can see this is the commit message that we added. One file changed and this is the file that we have committed. Perfect. So we just need to copy it properly and just right click, paste, and you can see it says git remote add origin and this is our GitHub repository. Okay, hit enter and it has already added the remote. Now finally just say push. So git push -u origin master. So already we copied, so I will just paste it. Okay, so now this is only one thing, or I will say the one time activity. It says the authenticity of this host, okay, which is github.com, cannot be established. Do you so this is the RSA key that we have added, right? It's simply asking, do you want to connect? Simply say yes. Okay, so now what it will do, if you just try to read this, it says permanently added github.com to the list of known host. Okay, so one thing that you need to notice here, earlier we had only these two files, right? Now we have one known host file as well, and it has added this particular host, which is github.com, to the known host. It means now whenever you will make any changes from this system to github.com, it will easily accept without any issue. Okay, you make any changes now, it will never ask you username, password. You don't need to play with SSH key. It is one time activity. Since it is added on the known host, you can keep changing or you can keep pushing the changes from this system. Perfect. If you want to cross check, this was our GitHub repository, right? Just refresh it, and this time if I go back to my settings, go to SSH and JPG key, and can you see now this key is also active now. This was inactive when we saw last time, and right now it added on this state and this is active. Perfect. Now in order to make the changes here, same thing, let me clone this job, not clone, I will just say copy, and this time I will say I want to copy from this, and new job should be SSH. Okay, this is the copy feature from Jenkins, that you don't need to write everything from scratch. You just say copy from the previous job, it will copy everything. Okay, this will be same, right? Because this is the same collection that we are running. Now instead of giving using HTTPS, now you can give SSH. Okay, so click on code, copy this SSH, mention it here. Again, for credentials you don't need to worry, because this Jenkins will run this collection or run this job in my system. It will clone in my system, and since I already have SSH keys, in case if I want to make any changes directly from Jenkins as well, I can do that. Since for cloning we don't need any credentials, you can continue. Okay, and click on save, click on build now, and you will see it will start executing. So it has cloned everything, it is running now, same Newman, and yes, perfectly fine. So you can see how easy it is to integrate your Postman collection on GitHub, and how you can integrate with Jenkins. Super easy. It is just you need to understand few commands. These commands are already available when you create a blank repository. So if you are completely new to this channel, then hit the subscribe button now. And in case if you want to see some other tutorials, let me know what kind of tutorial you want, so I will try to cover that series as well in my upcoming days. Okay, that's all I have for this video. So if you like this video, share with your friends, subscribe to my channel, and I will see you in the next video. Have a nice day. Bye bye.